Big Fruit Podcast. I'm your host, Big Fruit, the Michael Jordan of Record, also known as the voice of the streets, but better known as the glue, because I like to keep things together and keep them in a proper perspective. First and foremost, when you come through the building, you smash that like button, like, comment, and share. Let's get the real Big Fruit Podcast where he needs to be. How y'all doing out there on this Throwback Thursday? How y'all doing out there on this Throwback Thursday? First and foremost, I want to say rest in peace to Aunt Sylvia back home in Brooklyn, Brownsville, Langston Hughes. That was Brooklyn Mo family, you know what I'm saying? They out there celebrating her life today, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Brooklyn Mo and rest in peace to Aunt Sylvia, Brooklyn Zone, Brownsville, Langston Hughes. Rest in peace. Yeah, man, it's Throwback Thursday, man. Y'all see the title, right? I'ma throw it back with y'all. Yo, what's poppin', man? I'ma throw it back with y'all. Yeah. I'ma throw it back with y'all on my Queens-ish. On my Queens-ish. First and foremost, shout out to Queensbridge. Those are my guys. Shout out to the whole Queens, you know what I'm saying? South Side, 40, Left Rat, Astoria, all that, you know what I'm saying? Even the suburbs that I don't know about, you know what I mean? Word the mother. But, Queens, you know what I'm saying? Queens. The bridge, the bridge. But yo, listen, my affiliation, or should I say my introduction to Queens was, I'm gonna have to say, I met some Queens guys throughout my years, throughout my travels in DFY. My first friend in DFY was a dude from Queens. Shout out to my boy Dex, a.k.a. Cherry, a.k.a. Derek Cherry. Me and this man met in Spofford in 87. He's the first person I ever met from Queens. We embraced each other. We became friends. Yeah. Derek Cherry, a.k.a. Dex. And he's from 40 Projects. You know what I'm saying? So that's my guy. I say I didn't really strike another relationship with a Queens dude like that until, from 87, I'm going to say until 90. And that brother was in my live the other night. Shout out to my boy Fat Kev from Queens. I met Fat Kev in DFY in 1990. You know what I'm saying? Little fat kid with a chip on his shoulder. Always wanting to fight, motherfuckers always wanted to fight the councils. But he kept the snacks. That was my guy. You know what I'm saying? Fat Cat, wrote the mother out of Queens. And I used to always ask him, man, what you locked up for? Because I know the Queens niggas do drugs. Me and Dex met in 87, Spofford. But we ran into each other in 89 when I was in Highland and he was in Tryon and we played basketball with each other. Then we ran each other in the 6 building. Like me and this dude up and over in the Attica together. Like, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? We stay bumping to each other with this incarceration shit we used to go through. You know what I'm saying? So that's my guy. But Fat Kev, we did that one juvenile bid together. And I got to meet him. I embraced him. That's my homie from Queens. I eventually ran into Fat Kev in I think he came through the 4 building like 92. And he was working in commissary and shit. That was my guy, man. I was happy to see him and shit. Selling drugs. This motherfucker big as the Fat Boys. I was like, yo, how you selling drugs, man? You can't run from the police. That was my guy. That's my guy. Shout out to my boy Fat Kev from Queens. Then I started to know, or should I say, meet and hear about more Queens dudes when I hit the 4 building in 91. So now when I hit the 4 building in 91, Queens was on the north side of Mart 8. That was their spot. Brooklyn was on the south side. Then up in 4 Upper, if I'm not mistaken, Queens was on the south side. And the Jamaicans was on the north side or some shit like that. But Queens was deep in 4 Upper and Mart 8. You knew that. And it was always Queens. Because, like I said, you had dudes from 40. You had dudes from Left Rat. You had dudes from the Bridge. You had dudes from South Side. Like, you had dudes from all over Queens repping Queens. That was in 90, 91. It wasn't until 1992 when the homie Lakey the Kid pulled up. When Lakey the Kid pulled up, It's my guy. Shout out to Lakey the Kid. When Lakey the Kid pulled up C74 and 92, and he came down to Mall 9, he didn't know who was who and what was what. And the police fucked around and let him go on the south side, which was the Bronx house. And them motherfuckers over there made a move on Lakey. When Lakey turned that shit up, and then after turning it up, made a vow to himself that he was going to rep, that's when Queensbridge was officially in the building. I'm keeping it 100. I'm keeping it 100. Because all those dudes in 90 and 91, Fat Tyreek and all them dudes, it was a bunch of Queens dudes, bro. I can't remember all their names, but it was a bunch of them, son. None of them repped the bridge. It's from all over Queens. It wasn't until Lakey the Kid in 92 made his presence felt in the building that dudes could officially say, Queensbridge is in the motherfucking building. Lakey the Kid is here. Now, it was strange because once Lakey laid down his law, other people from the bridge started to pop out. Shout out to Beefstick. Shout out to Sherm the Worm. Rest in peace to Spank. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on. And they were making names for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Spank, me and Spank did what? I think me and Spank did a Bing bid together. Spank blew a motherfucker. Spank was in the box with me in the Bing one time. Me and Spank was in the Bing homies. We did some Bing time together. You know what I'm saying? And Sherm stated some shit. But Beefstick was the wildest. He was the illest, son. So now they all making names for themselves, and Queensbridge is in the building. And dudes not only had to recognize they were making names for themselves, but dudes also had to say, those is Lakey people. It is what it is. Those is Lakey people. So motherfuckers knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? It was only one incident with the boy Kaka from Queens. You know what I'm saying? AKA Chaka, some shit like that from Brownsville. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that Kaka, the one Lux shop. It was at a time where he was on some, I'm getting at Queensbridge niggas. I think he cut a dude or tried to cut a Queens nigga, some shit like that. And niggas was like, yo, why you repping Queens? He rep Queens and Brooklyn, but you rep Queens. Why you going at Queens? This was going on. Some shit about his case, niggas telling on him or whatever. But one thing for certain, he ain't fuck with specific Queensbridge niggas. You know what I'm saying? He had to take that shit up the block. But Lakey the Kid, C74, late 92, the fall of 92, going into the winter, he put Queensbridge on the map in C74. After those incidents he had, he fucked around and wigged some other motherfucker up and two up or some shit like that. Yeah. Caught a new charge. Like, yeah. Late guy had to get sent out the building, sent to HDM, MSU Shine, took that ride together. But Lakey put Queensbridge on the map. And you know what's the ill shit about it, right? It was an honor to get to know him in C74. Then we took our relationship to Kaksaki. We was on the same gallery together, vibing and shit. And we clicked. You know what I'm saying? So it was an honor to do that. And then when we split up and went on our travels, I thought it was dope. Because remember, we talking 90s. I thought it was dope. While I was incarcerated, I was able to sit in front of a TV and watch all those little homies from Queensbridge that Lakey ran with, he grew up with, that he used to talk to me about, and then see them grow, prosper in the rap game. That shit was dope to me. And I think it was even doper when Lake went home. Lake went home and I was still doing my bid. Lake went home and he got in touch with me and he used to send me flicks of them niggas out on tour. I was like, oh shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I thought that shit was super, super dope. You know what I mean? Lake's my guy. Then when I finally touched, he pulled up on me, showed me a good time. That's my guy, man. You know what I'm saying? He been to the home. He done met the wife. He broke bread in the crib, all that. You know what I'm saying? We done partied hard together. He celebrated a birthday with me, brung his little Queens crew through. You know what I'm saying? Lake's my guy. But yeah. In fact, Lake was the very first person to tell me, yo, you need to get in touch with Dohy Diamonds. You need to do this, you need to do that. I'm like, man, I just came home. I don't know nothing about none of that. He was like, I'm telling you, you need to make this shit happen. Lake was the first one to tell me that, man. But yeah, Lakey the Kid, son. That's my guy. Queensbridge was officially put on the map in C74 when Lakey the Kid stuck his flag in the ground. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to tell that story about my boy Lakey the Kid, trying to get that off, because I begged Queensbridge up the crazy the other day when I let it be known if this nigga ever want to fight, Queensbridge is going to be my selective spot for neutral territory. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Queensbridge. Word up. But yeah, those my guys, man. Yeah, man. And I always represented Lakey wherever throughout my travels, you know what I'm saying? Like, I run up in the spot, little Queens niggas up in there, yo, y'all good, son. Lakey's my guy, y'all know Lakey, yeah, that's a homie, all right, you good. All you have to do is say you knew Lakey, because I know what that shit is like, son. I done come across motherfuckers throughout my travels at late in the bed, and they be like, oh, shit, little motherfuckers that I left when they was kids. I run into them, they men now, they, oh, shit, yo, fool, what up, yo, what's poppin'? They be like, yo, fool, I was able to do time. Because I told niggas I was from LG and I knew you. That's nice to know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because I told niggas I knew you, I was good. Like, so I know what that's like. So when I used to run across the little homies from Queensbridge, yo, y'all know Lakey? Yeah, y'all good. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Real talk, son. You know what I'm saying? I don't be blowing smoke. That's real talk. But like I said, man, I wanted to jump on here 6 minutes. Dougie, say what it is, say what it ain't, and give some love to my boy Lakey the Kid, and shout out to the whole Queensbridge. Those my guys, man. And like I said, it was super, super dope to watch all Lakey and all his homeboys run through the rap game. I was like, yo, these are the niggas he used to talk to me about in the Bang. These are the niggas he used to talk to me about and Kawasaki, like, because I knew those names before those record deals. And it was super, super dope, son. It was super dope. So once again, shout out to the whole Queensbridge, and shout out to my boy Lakey the Kid. Now I'm gonna read some of these comments before I go. Yo, man was popping. ENY318. Yo, Here I Am was good. Marv Cannon was good. Yo, Applehead was popping. Marv in the building. He said Far Rock. No question. Shy Wells was running wild. My man Queen Bezo, that was his name. Bezo, little Bezo from Queens. Yeah, he was in Marv 8. No question, man. No question, man. Remember Bezo. Yo, Uptown was popping. Yo, Moss, peace to the God. Nah, Lakey wasn't in the Brooklyn Bronx shit. When the Brooklyn Bronx shit was done when Lakey came through. Nah, Lakey wasn't in that shit. Bezo and them niggas was in that shit. Fat Tyreek and them niggas was in that shit. All them niggas on the other side of Marv 8. Lakey wasn't in the building for that. That shit was over by the time Lakey came through. Yo, Tree was popping. Yeah, man, Lakey's my guy, son. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my boy Lakey the Kid. And like I said, man, I come through 6 minutes, Dougie. Y'all say what it is, say what it ain't. And until next time, y'all know what it is. Salute.